those guys.
Okay. Right. So just to get this out the way.
Hmm.
I just because I think you need prior context before you do a commentary. I am a big Metal Gear fan. I love Metal Gear. Um, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 are three of my favorite games of all time. Um, and then the others kind of exist. I've never seen this. I've never experienced the Twin Snakes. I've in any form. I've never watched a video of it. I've never heard like the recast voice acting. I don't know shit about it. Well, I know things about the Twin Snakes, but I've never actually seen it. So this is kind of a part of the reason I want to do this commentary is just me reacting to it because I've never actually seen it.
I'm trying in my head to like kind of remember the order in which I've experienced these games, and so I think it's. I saw this game for like an hour or so. Watched someone else play it. I played 3. I watched all the videos of 4, and then I watched long plays of 1 and then a long play of 2.
Okay,
So
but you know stuff.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
more than nothing.
yeah, yeah.
So what I do know about this, oh, they actually gave him the character model. That's weird.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so if you want to know, this is a Western developer, Silicon Knights, who are probably most famous for making what's it called, Eternal Darkness. And then they tried to sue Epic Games over use of the Unreal Engine and got sued into oblivion, and they don't exist anymore.
Oh.
Okay. I think they might be Canadian. I don't know the Western. I don't know why they got a Western dev to do this, but anyway. So I kind of find it weird that this is a remake of a PS1 game made a mere 6 years after the original. Like,
Yeah?
am I the only person who thinks that's kind of not significant enough? Like, don't get me wrong, like, the jump from MGS1 to 2 was, like, unbelievable. But, like, why remake this?
Yeah, it's like they beat the HD remake punch by like a decade.
Yeah, like if it was like another gen, if they did this in the MGS3 engine, not MGS3, MGS4 engine, it would be more significant. But and they practically did remake Shadow Moses in MGS4. They're just recapping the. I kind of want to talk about the remake first before we get to the intricacies of the plot, because I kind of know it. And GameCube exclusive, which also that's really weird.
Yeah, why would that even be a thing?
I don't know. I know that Capcom had to deal with Nintendo to make a bunch of like Resident Evil exclusives. But I don't know if Konami had anything like that. Also, I don't remember there being like webs down there. What the hell? Oh, they're supposed to be like trip mines. Well, the original didn't have that, so fuck the original. I also know by so another reason why I've never really checked this game out, despite being a Metal Gear fan, is this game has a terrible reputation. Like nobody seems to like it. I guess I know a lot of things about it, why that is, but I suppose we'll see for ourselves.
You have to fill me in because I actually don't know anything about this. Like, despite having seen it, that was like over a decade ago.
This is MGS1 remade using the MGS2 engine.
Oh, right.
Problem is, you get like all the MGS. Again, this is just what I know from hearsay. You have all the MGS2 abilities, but the level design is MGS1, which is. But the levels weren't designed for first-person shooting and shit like that, so. But I don't know. We'll see. That's the thing. I'm kind of judging it by reputation, but I kind of feel like, as a fan of Metal Gear, I should at least see it, if not play it.
Right. Yeah.
Another thing is, gonna burn through all my trivia for this game before it even starts. You see all the original cast are back. That's thanks to David Hayter. He literally cut half his pay to get the original cast back.
Oh right.
Like he did that. Oh yeah, but you get Bob Paulson now. Fucking Yakko. fucking Bubsy the Bobcat.
Oh god.
Yeah, you voiced Bubsy in that pilot, in that cartoon pilot they made.
Oh yeah, of course.
The funny thing is, we're looking at this, and it's like a remake of an old game, but this itself is really fucking old now.
I always wonder about stuff like that. It's like, in 10 years, are they going to be remaking the remakes?
I mean, that I shared a video essay before. Metal Gear Solid 4 was a mistake. The point he makes is, MGS4 is now as old as MGS1 was since MGS4 was released. There's like a 10-year gap, which is kind of weird to think of.
Yeah.
And especially with all this like fan service pandering in Act 4. I don't know why they made this. I guess I guess graphically the PS1 version's pretty unpalatable if you've never experienced it originally. I guess because the characters like don't have faces.
Right.
This is Snake.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
we're still using the artwork though. Okay.
What's the situation, Snake? Looks like the elevator.
That's pretty MGS, honestly.
As I expected.
Yeah, but
Take the elevator to the
they made Campbell a character model. I was expecting to see it now.
If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is
Oh my god.
140.0.
Okay, you know when you've like heard like a movie or something like 100,000 times, and you're just used to it being like a certain way. This is weird because it's like the same dialogue, but the performance is different.
I would say this is all revoiced, even though, is there really much of a reason for that? Aside from if they add anything new?
So, when they did like the audio flashbacks in MGS4, they used this game's audio, and I think it may be like an issue of quality, because the PS1 game was like on 2 CDs. So they obviously had to compress it a fair bit. And that's the only reason I can imagine why, just increase the quality. But I think, I've heard that the performances in this aren't very good, and I think the reason for that is because the voice cast have just been asked to do the same goddamn script they just did like 6 years previously. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, would you really like put your all in? Anyway.
And at the same time, they might have like they're like more experienced and they're like they're comfortable with the role, so it might come a little more naturally.
Sure.
Nice. Oh, this is good.
Oh. Right, well, there goes your big boss ranking.
Nice. I'll hide in the locker. The killer will never find you there.
Oh my god, that's weird. Why are there lockers there anyway?
It's a good question. I was gonna be like, well, they have items in them, but it's like, no, why are they like actually here?
Yeah, the. Oh god, I chose this long play. Just like, okay, the aspect ratio is correct. Looks fine, I guess. Immediately gets spotted. Is he teabagging?
Teabags a corpse and then starts punching lockers.
Gotta work your way up to Dead by Daylight, I guess. Just teabagging AI.
Is this the part where we have to wait for the elevator to come down?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he already killed someone, so that's like... It's not what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, the Sorrow is not gonna like that.
I love how that's like a speed run to show like this player is incompetent at the game.
How quickly can you fuck up?
Well, he knows how to do that at least. Not gonna get his dog tagged, just I want this weapon.
Oh boy.
That's a strange mix of skill there.
So yeah, I said I watched a long play of the first game. I mean, I watched it once. I didn't retain a whole lot from it because I
How
generally
familiar? How much do you know the plot? Would you say?
50-50. It's like I got a lot of the basic stuff down, but some of the details.
I need to like not presume. Yeah,
Yeah,
we know everything.
especially for like anybody watching.
This is something MGS4 did, like really playing up their rival, even though they don't really have much of one.
Oh yeah.
That's some music? What the hell was that? The hell was that music? Like the original had like the cinematic score and they were just like I'm not judging, it might be good. Probably not. Was this like the start of like, you know, that trend in that decade of just Japanese developers giving giving their licenses to Western devs? You know, things like DMC and stuff like that.
Oh
the,
yeah.
the Bionic Commando remake or reboot, whatever you want to call it. Like, oh, we're losing players. Like, we've got to make our games more American. Like, what's the deal?
It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal facility.
It's so weird too because I feel like most fans of the series, like they're kind of fans of it.
Sorry to interrupt. I need to put something else because we're gonna get two characters.
This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy. I'm grateful.
So Naomi doesn't. Her accent's changed.
Oh yeah.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this
Is it the same voice?
It's Jennifer Hale, but yeah, they just told her to drop the British accent. And that was also the case in MGS4. So I guess this is canon. I guess this is the version to play, which is a depressing thought.
Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here? I have no idea, but it looks like our little
The graphical upgrade just seems so quaint by today's standards. Like at the times, like check out these cameras, look how much better this is. Now it just looks, yeah, that's an old game, alright. It doesn't look as good as 2 though. Like it's the same engine, but there's just something about it. It doesn't. Character models just look a little off. I don't know.
Yeah, I see.
Maybe I'm biased. MGS2 still looks really good.
Yeah, that's the thing is MGS2 was a really good looking game for the time, and this is kind of standard, I'd say.
Yeah, it's like they've got the same tools, but they're in the hands of people who aren't as skilled. I mean, to be fair, like I'm pretty much not the budget was as big as well.
18 hours left until their deadline. You've got to hurry.
Wow, he must be crazy to fly hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Oh my god!
I'm sorry.
She's not the same.
Yeah, I remember this actually. She sounds entirely different.
As our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec.
I think the logic is she wasn't supposed to have the Chinese accent, but
Contact her if you have any
they fucked up the original localization. But it was also kind of
Nice to meet
that's
you.
weird.
It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself.
Same actress,
What's
but
wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology.
This might have been a better choice.
I guess
Sorry, me.
I don't know. I kind of feel like they've lost it. But then again, you've got to realize you're competing with my nostalgia here.
Yeah.
I'm being hit on by the famous solid.
I mean, to be fair, she gives you like
But I'm surprised.
what's the
So
word?
frank.
Looks like we both have a lot to learn.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It does. doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Well, let's get to know each other.
Like the
better.
proverbs and things like that.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
Explain about your soliton radar system.
It's really weird to think that's the same person.
The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape
I feel like
represents their field of vision.
even though the accents, I assume they're all fake accents,
Yeah.
but like,
Jennifer Hale's Canadian.
right. It kind of added something though, like kind of made the characters stand
Oh
out. a
yeah,
bit.
it gives them a little more. I don't know, makes it a little more memorable, you know. They have an accent.
They all just don't sound like, you know, random American people.
Yeah. Naomi sounds bored as fuck. She sounds really bored. I also remember Mei Ling's voice actress is in an episode of Justice League where she was like, hauling around with Phil Lamar who voices Bam. I just tend to notice that. And of course, Jennifer Hale like voices a bunch of characters in that show because, of course, she does. Jennifer Hale.
I find it kind of odd that you would get back the same voice actors to do a completely different take.
Performance.
Yeah.
Seriously, Snake. We're here to back you up, so
Then again, I guess if it was like part of David Hayter's group, they just, you know.
I'm also in charge of emission data.
Yeah.
Contact me if you want me to save
I mean,
your status.
based on what I've heard, like they were going to completely recast everyone.
That'd have been
Apparently.
terrible.
Yeah, right? Like, fucking David Hayter fucking loves being Snake.
Yeah.
He has more respect for the franchise than fucking Konami do. Which is kind of crazy, because he's just a dub actor when you think about it.
Right, yeah. It is always weird when it's like the dub actors seem to care about their role more than, you know, developers do.
Yeah.
By the way, sorry to disappoint you, but I did manage to smuggle out
Kind of weird to think he's recording these lines after doing MGS2. Also, I think it's the same year as MGS3, I think? 2004?
How are those going to help you?
You never know.
I know Kojima actually prefers the English voice acting. Which kind of makes sense. I mean, they are like all speaking characters.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
When they re-released MGS1 on the PS1 Integral, the Japanese version actually used the English voices.
They're armed with
Huh.
5.56ers.
With with subtitles, obviously.
Be a duct on the second floor. I can't see it from here. I'll let you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you. Snake.
Oh yeah, where they explain the jargon.
Something funny about that.
Why is the Japanese text there? God, this is weird. You know when you've got like certain memories or something in your head, but then you see it again, it's like slightly off.
Oh yeah.
Because I cannot understand how much I played this game, the original. I know this. Oh my god, yeah. So this is what I heard. The levels are so. MGS2, right, was the game that let you shoot in first person like that, and you have the trank gun. But the levels were like designed around that, so you get more crossing over patrols. So it's more likely that someone will stumble across that sleeping guard.
Yeah,
But
here everything was designed for first person.
well, no, I mean it wasn't. That's the thing. They haven't changed the enemy placement or anything. So what I've been told is,
I meant
what I
third
understand is
person.
you go into a new room, first person, shoot everyone in the head with a trank, and then you're free to explore. Whereas in MGS2, you get like you've got to like hide the body, and you've got to make it's harder than that. They didn't rebalance the game for the new abilities. That's the big problem.
Yeah, because that guy right there, you wouldn't have been able to like even see him on screen in the original
No,
because of.
That's the thing, yeah. And there's other things you can do as well. Like, I mean, in the original, you can hold square and like aim the gun, and you can take them out from range, but it's not practical. And you kind of have to like already kind of master the game to a certain extent to do that kind of thing. Here it just seems too easy. Also, you got to open the codec by pressing start and A because there's no select button.
It's been a long time.
Shit.
Master, what are you doing here? I quit being a boot camp instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in
There wasn't any other button they could have used.
Once in a while, I still help train
Like-
No idea. It just seems weird, right? I'm trying to think.
New generation, huh? Campbell told me about the situation here. I thought I might be of some use. There's no one I'd rather have.
So it's funny thing about this character, right?
Well, I know lots about
In this game,
a harsh environment. I've lived
so it's a
in
spoiler alert. That's actually Liquid.
so
Right.
if you have any
So
questions,
Liquid is played by. I'm sure I've said this before. Liquid is played by an American, and here he's pretending to be English, but he's pretending to be American here, right? but when they actually got the real Master Miller in like Peace Walker and MGS5, it was voiced by fucking Robin something or other, a British actor. So then you suddenly got an English guy pretending to be American
Oh
to play
god.
the same character, which is
What about the vent shaft?
that went full circle.
Well, they just opened the vent covers. They're about to start spraying for rats. First floor basement ventilation shaft. Shut those covers as soon as they're done spraying.
This looks worse than
Also,
MGS2.
keep your eye on that woman in the
I was
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
think if it's just my personal bias. Nah, this is worse.
That
I'm
hair.
curious, I'm curious to see half of these characters with actual eyes, though. like members of Fogstown. Like, what the fuck does Sniper Wolf look like with an actual face? You know? I guess MGS1 was pretty innovative for using real-time cutscenes like that. You know,
Oh,
because
yeah.
like most games didn't really dare do that. It was like either FMVs or nothing, but you couldn't fit that many FMVs on in a game like this.
God, that and the FMV technology was relatively new. Well, in the brief period of time that we definitely didn't have to pause the video, I looked up the
No.
release dates of Twin Snakes and 3.
Yes.
About 8 months apart.
Right.
Yeah, 3 was just about 8 months after this.
I guess they're not really really competing with each other though, because they're
Yeah.
different platforms. Still kind of weird. So yeah, MGS3 is the time frame. Music's definitely different.
Wasn't Raiden in, Raiden?
Raiden is a Japanese game, they know how to pronounce it.
I'm so bad at that, I don't know why. Raiden, wasn't he in, that, like, Sony PlayStation All-Stars thing?
Yeah, it's Revengeance kind of incarnation.
It's just sort of weird to me how, like, it's like them and, like, well, I guess Heihachi? Because he's, I guess
Yeah.
Tekken is a Sony thing, or it was?
Well, it was, yeah. I mean, he was like the guest character for Soul Calibur 2, the PS2 version.
Right.
What is this player doing?
Thing is, I don't know, like, what he's supposed to do, so...
Well, he's supposed to go to the elevator and not be spotted. This is a sneaking mission.
Well, I mean, if you've got first person,
You've certainly made that scary.
that was terrifying.
I'm gonna tell you how to climb the ladder.
With this being, like, 7 hours long, I figured it would, go through all of the dialogue. But, man...
I kind of wanted to.
Does he have eyes?
I don't remember this.
I hate Alaska.
Then again, I mean, it's a...
Boy, oh boy.
I remember this dialogue, but I don't remember it being a cutscene.
Oh, huh. I guess
Maybe
to
I'm
make
wrong.
sure you don't skip it.
It's not really important.
I don't know.
That was Johnny, by the way.
Yeah, I
Kind of a
figured.
funny Easter egg character who then became an actual character for some reason.
That was a mistake.
Yep. Fucking terrible. I definitely remember that.
Why did I watch all the cutscenes for 4? I don't remember why I did
It's
that.
I'll give 4 this. It's an interesting game.
It is.
It is kind of a magnificent train wreck. It's certainly better than a boring game. I'll give it that. Oh, that's what her face looks like. Okay.
A woman.
That's
Yeah.
a female.
Not him.
Yeah, we saw it in, was it not Psychonauts, Police Knots?
Oh yeah. Oh, so that definitely wasn't a cutscene image. The camera kind of pans down. You see it doing that. He says that line, and then the camera pans back up. It's not like an actual cutscene.
I don't know, I guess they just felt like it would feel weird to do something like that, so they're just like, let's just make it a cutscene.
Whatever. I'll find other things to complain about. I'm not really bothered about that.
It is odd though, like where their priorities were here.
Oh my god! I just remembered MGS4. This is this is this was retconned to be Sigurd from MGS3 for some fucking reason.
What?
Who's that?
Because there's like very few black characters, so you might as well make two of them the same person. I don't know.
I think they
It's really
just they were
dumb.
like, it'll be really cute if we like
Save me, huh?
tie everything together
What's your outfit?
without
Why do you
realizing
have
that
to be the
it's
same fucking person?
no, yeah, it's stupid.
I want to point out this guy's voiced by Greg Eagles. He was also the original voice of Grey Fox. So yeah, he is still in this cast. He's just not voicing Grey Fox anymore.
Wait, why?
Hurry up and get me out of here.
Well, I don't know. I think we've got to get Bubsy from this role of a tortured soul. I don't know.
Oh, that's definitely grim, isn't it?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke? What are you talking about?
That is absolutely that voice. Oh, okay.
Threatening the White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
It sucks because
Jack.
he's the voice of a bunch of things that I know you don't care about.
Sweet Jesus.
Well, I know he's Jax in MKX.
Yeah.
We can fight Vamp.
Is it possible?
See, this just... I don't know. I think the...
It's possible. They could launch.
You know, I've always had like a big problem with Final Fantasy VII. Like, I've given it a shot and I just can't get past how horrible its graphics are. But I'm starting to realize, like, I don't know, the PS1 version of MGS1 kind of has a certain appeal. Maybe I'm starting to see where they're coming from. Because it just looks weird to me.
Official story.
I don't know. This is like a weird middle ground between being more realistic but just still just looking like a really old video game. Whereas MGS1 has like,
A weapon with
I don't know, more like kind of retro
any place on the face of the
charm to it?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's more charm to an older game. Like,
Yeah.
the gameplay might not be refined, but in certain cases, but like graphics, it's like there's something charming about seeing these silly little like models, like what they had to do to interpret what they wanted to, you know, show.
Yeah.
know that.
But and then you kind of see it like this, where it's like it's not really impressive.
That's the reason you were here.
It's not really clear.
Why
It's just kind of like it's just kind of whatever.
Yeah, maybe that's what the Final Fantasy VII fans going about. I don't know.
on the
I
contrary,
still think it looks
it's
hideous,
a
but
huge joint
I don't know.
project between Armstech and ourselves. We were going to use this exercise as raw data, and then proceed to mass production.
I guess this guy being Sigurd isn't completely uncalled for because he was like a technician expert, and the age kind of works out, I imagine. But still,
If it hadn't been for the revolution.
Revolution.
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Rex.
My favorite toy from Toy Story.
Metal Gear Rex.
I never thought of that.
The
But
code name
great,
for the
thank
new
you.
Metal Gear
That's all I can think about now.
They're probably already finished arming the warhead they plan to use with Rex. These guys are pros. They're all experienced.
I do
in
like
handling
that,
and equipping
you know,
these
them just
weapons.
having this big conversation actually has like
Shut up in there, will ya?
people listening on them.
Yeah. Actually, I need to look something up. It hasn't come. It's not important yet, but it will be. So yeah, they got someone to they got like this Japanese film director called Ryuhei Kitamura to direct the cutscenes, right? He was like kind of famous for making kind of
Hell,
your sort of typical Matrixy kind of knockoff films, you know.
it's set up so that you need to input
He did like he
passwords and
directed all the
monsters.
cutscenes,
There are two
and he did a
passwords.
pretty decent like kind of subtle
Maybe
job.
lose one.
But then Kojima apparently said, "No, I want you to make it in your style. I want you to make them all over the top." And he was just like, okay. So he did that,
But
but it hasn't come up yet. But when we get to an action scene, it just might. Because again, it's another one of the things I've heard by reputation.
So Kojima had some say in all of this.
He still produced it, yeah. He just didn't direct
Psycho
it.
Mantis can read people's minds.
I think he just maybe. I know Kojima like loves Nintendo. He may have just wanted to make something for the GameCube, but I don't know. Maybe that was it.
This is bad.
It's just a matter of time before they get Baker's too.
If they find out Baker's password...
Yes. They'll be able to launch a nuke anytime. But there is a way to stop them.
I just love these close-ups on these old models.
What?
It's like, look at all of this not detail.
Card keys.
It's like it's not just me, right? Like I actually find this is aged worse than the PS1.
Emergency override.
Does that make
You can
sense?
out the password,
Doesn't,
so you
no.
can just insert the card key.
Not necessarily, but I feel like the PS1 version didn't do quite as much like close-up as this one did.
Yes.
From
It knew
memory.
its limits. This is very much like, hey, look how much. That's what it is. Like this is very much like, hey, look at our graphics.
It almost seems
Whereas-
impressed with itself when it's actually not that impressive.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's
You need
it.
3 card keys.
Look, we can now articulate 3 on his hand. You know, waste 3 digits.
Card into each one of them.
Okay.
This is mocapped because I know all the
Do you
other
know where they
games
might
were.
be keeping Baker?
2 and 3.
Somewhere in the second floor
At the
basement.
same time, it might just be a thing where they're like, well, now that we look a little better, we can get away with more.
Into an area that has a lot of
Yeah,
It's like them trying to be, like, trying
it
to
may
take...
just, it
yeah.
might just be my memories. It might just be me like just screwing with my memories.
Why don't you look for the areas where the walls are a different color?
It's just so strange, because
Here, take this.
it's such a short period of time to do, like, a remake like
Any
this.
level 1
Right?
security
Yeah.
card. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electrical field.
And I just know there'll be people out there who like, oh yeah, I've played. I'm a Metal Gear fan. I played the originals, Twin Snakes 2 and 3. You know,
As you approach the door's security devices, they'll read
there
the
will
data
be
stored in the
people
card.
who've done that and just ignore the PS1 version.
Gotcha.
I think I do know somebody like that.
Okay. I'm
Oh,
gonna
no.
get you out of here.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the pal.
Oh right, this isn't actually him.
No.
Are you sure you haven't?
I was gonna say this is supposed to be Sigint, but it's not Sigint either. It's fucking Decoy Octopus.
Does the White House
Oh.
plan to give in to the terrorists' demands?
That's their problem. It has nothing to do with my orders.
But what about the Pentagon?
Pentagon. What is it?
This looks so much sillier with better detail.
What's that? Hey, what happened?
I want to know!
Hey, shut up in there, will you?
Hi.
Yeah, don't try and help him, Snake. Ugh.
To be fair,
Stop touching me, dude. This guy.
I mean,
Yeah, right, okay, anyway, I guess
what would you do in this situation?
Are you okay?
Hi, Imlick?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. He's just kind of like, duh. It's just like kind of like, that's weird.
I better go get a guard. Tell him what happened. Wait.
Huh. Dead.
Oh, okay. So apparently, apparently the reason they re-recorded all the dialogue is because it's weird. The GameCube's higher audio quality would have detected sounds in the original recordings that were detectable on the PS1, like background sounds.
I don't know.
What?
And if you play them back at a higher quality, you'd notice the background sounds.
No.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Are you
That sounds like bullshit. I don't know.
That sounds like BS because, like,
It's a professional studio. It doesn't, you know.
like, I'm sitting there wondering, like, would they not have the original recordings, like, before they were compressed?
They're like, well, that's yes, but apparently if you play this back at a higher quality,
file?
it sounds like shit in the GameCube. Maybe there's like a dog barking in the background the entire time. It's just like, don't worry, you won't hear it when you compress it to PS1 standards? I don't know.
We don't have time to debate.
I don't get it.
Out of there.
That's so much effort to re-record everything. Like, there's so much fucking dialogue in this game. It's ridiculous. Like, all the optional codecs, like, it's just so much dialogue for a game of the series. Like, I don't know if we're gonna hear like Natasha, because she's like an optional person you can call. You can play, go through the whole game without ever meeting her.
Oh. What the
Okay, that to be fair, you can do that in the original. Oh no, he's facing that one. And no, he didn't. He didn't. He just leave. Oh, could have done without with less detail.
So you killed the chief, you bastard! Liquid? No, you're not. Don't move!
Tell like this is like word for word the same as well. They have not changed anything.
I mean,
in terms of lighting. What the fuck? Okay, that's different.
would you want them to change the dialogue though?
What?
Whoa.
That's different.
Careful. I'm no rookie.
Liar. Your eyes wander. There's no confidence.
Okay, that dialogue's different. Okay, that didn't take a while.
Have you?
You talk too much.
You have
I don't know what determines like
I
a
told you
line that
no
Snake
rookie.
says that has an exclamation point at the end, because it kind of sounds all the same.
Open that door,
With the exception of Hater, everyone just sounds slightly bored.
so we can get the hell out of here.
be a little delayed.
Everyone sounds really bored. I really think they're just kind of like, oh, you've got to read this whole script again. They're just like, we just did this. Like, no, we've got to do it because there was a dog barking.
He kind of cut her off, and that's extremely weird because this is not a dub anymore.
You also said it looks like we're going to be delayed before they actually got in.
Yeah. Maybe he heard the door open. I don't know.
He has vivid premonitions of the future.
He has spine chill.
What the?
What are you waiting for?
What the fuck?
I don't even know if you can do that in the original. I've never seen it before, though. Oh my god, okay, her performance is way worse. Ah!
Let's do it again.
What do you... I don't even know if you can do that. I don't think you could. I've never seen it. Just go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I gotta pee.
Apparently, Twin Snake is a lot doofier.
Needs to pee. Twin Snake has a weak bladder.
I love how he ran out of the bathroom into someone's foot. Well, the blood decals are, something.
Yeah.
This is a fight.
This is a soundtrack.
So one thing I definitely don't remember is the original soundtrack.
Good. It's more atmospheric. It's not really like big melodies, if that makes sense. Not like video gamey. It's definitely not this though. I don't know what they're going for here.
Thanks for the help.
Thanks for running into the bathroom.
If I hadn't literally read, oh yeah, that's actually a plot point.
Who are you?
I've got a coat.
Madness? What? Why? Why did it go staticky? Oh, it was loading. That's why.
You fool! You. I'm sorry, sir.
That was way more over the top than the original reading. You fool! You killed him! I guess Ocelot is just using his MGS2 model.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
I mean, not a lot of returning characters between 1 and 2.
It's a pretty different story, yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. So he gave us that imagery.
Yeah, I don't know what the static there was. That's really.
What the hell?
That's. I'm not a gun expert, but I'm pretty sure that's not how what you're supposed to do with them. Woo! I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
Was that to make it look like she was possessed or something?
I have no idea. She's never demasked before. Yeah, so yeah, I think that over the top direction is starting to creep in.
I don't remember there being slow-mo there, but
No. Yeah, that's pretty much my face at the minute.
see ya.
So it's like the same. It's the same cutscene, but just dialed up to 11.
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from
I just had deja vu.
No, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly.
So what was it?
It must have been psychometric interference coming from Psycho Mantis, Foxhound Psychic.
She sounds so bored.
I like the number of words that begin with sigh in that sentence.
It just means psychometric feedback from the nanomachines. She's being paid to do this, right? I mean, come on. Yep, that doesn't make it go any faster. Just like real life.
You're right, there's like no urgency in their voice. Like she saw all that and she's like, well, that must have been something weird from Psycho Mantis. You just have to deal with it.
That's means Psycho Mantis.
Psychic guy, psycho powers, I don't know, man.
It's just gonna. Yeah, it just falls inwards. You can't actually.
Glad he showed that.
These lockers like a big deal for this remake, which is, again, it seems really quaint.
Wait, were they not there before?
No, there were no lockers, like openable. That's from MGS2.
Oh, okay.
So we're just gonna randomly put them in this dry dock for no reason. Not dry dock, you know what I mean? Just a dock, regular ass dock, wet dock.
There a reason they were putting on the thermal goggles?
To see the traps.
Ah, okay. It just looked like he was just trying to annoy me to death.
No, there's a reason.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the big red squares.
You are a cautious man. You are very careful of traps.
It's like being played efficiently and not at the same time.
They know what they're doing, but they're crap at it. I do tend to forget like what a weird kind of control scheme this whole series has, but up to like 4 and 5, which are kind of normal.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine like playing this on a GameCube controller. It just seems not wise.
I wanted to make a comparison, but I was comparing two games I've never played, so...
No, you can do it, and I'll tell
Is
you if you're right or not.
It kind of plays like Resident Evil in a way, like the older ones. Where like you can shoot, but you can't really aim.
Well, you can. Well, here's the thing, right? There's a lot.
President Kenneth Baker, right?
There's like this idea that you can't. You have to stop to shoot in MGS1. It's bullshit. No, yes you can. You press and hold X.
No! Don't touch
I was alive. No! If you hold the crouch, it's not very intuitive, but you hold the crouch button.
C4.
You can then run. You can shoot while moving.
Ah.
But apparently, a lot of people don't read the manual. Oh, oh no, it's James Bond. What the fuck?
Okay, yeah. So, what you said about Matrix ripoffs?
You didn't know Snake could do that?
If I remember correctly, a lot of this scene is pretty over the top, just because a guy with a gun.
I didn't know Snake could jump 9 feet in the air, like, backwards. Like, why can't you just do that in gameplay? It would make like, the game a lot easier.
Special Operations Foxhound. Revolver.
I thought Ocelot went from, like, just being, like, the first boss of MGS1 to being, like, probably one of the absolute best characters of all time. He's so good. I fucking love Ocelot, like, especially when they, like, kind of explain it a bit better in MGS3.
I've been waiting for you, Solid Snake. Now we'll see if the man can live up to the legend.
He somehow looks worse than he did in MGS2, but I imagine they're just using the same asset, surely. I don't know, he looks like kind of a sickly color.
I don't know if they would be using the same assets, because if there was any difference in the quality, then it would stand out.
Maybe the lighting, though. I
Maybe.
don't know, maybe I'm being too picky.
This is the
He is
greatest
damn
hand
pale,
in the
though. I'll
league.
tell you that much.
The Colt Single Action Army.
Oh wait, maybe it is lighting. It's just weird because they're, you know, in the same
6
shot, but
bullets. More than enough to kill
lit
anything.
completely
Yeah, maybe
differently.
Kojima's got a better idea about, like, because he basically, it's his MO to make these in-game cutscenes. Like, maybe he actually knows how to put the lighting stuff. Like, yeah, Snake looks, like, kind of healthy. Also looks fucking pale and sickly.
Now I'll show you why they call me Revolver.
I could not have picked up on that before. Thank you.
Because I like to rotate. When you chase me in this boss fight, we're going to revolve around this pillar.
I'm not gonna lie, there's still some silliness to Kojima's work.
Oh no, it's fucking goofy as hell. I wouldn't be a fan if it wasn't. I'm not saying Kojima's fucking infallible. Oh my god, he absolutely isn't. Oh right, he can kill the bosses non-lethally. Oh, this is broken.
What?
Fucking whoops! It doesn't seem I've been rebalanced for this your new abilities.
Same code as the boss. It's been a long time since I had such a good fight, but I'm just
Such a
getting
great
warmed up.
fight. I shot at the wall and then just passed the fuck out.
Yep.
What?
Oh, I guess we're gonna hear Bubsy finally. What? What? Okay, that never happened before.
What the fuck? I'm not even clear what actually happened.
Gray Fox like sliced all the cables and then, but you also apparently could knock the whole pillar down.
Yeah, knocked that down and then it exploded and they all came
Well,
out
the
of it.
bombs were like the explosion was in the original, but
Just the way it was shot was just kind of a mess.
confusing.
Can't you even die right? You were lucky. We'll meet again.
So used to hearing the lines a certain way.
Who are you?
All right, let's hear it.
I'm the newest Warframe.
Actually, does he speak here? I think he does.
And like you, I have no name.
What could possibly go wrong?
That
exoskeleton.
I don't want to diss Bob Paulson, by the way. He seems like a cool guy.
It's just weird that they recast for
Yeah,
just no reason.
there might be a reason. I kind of have my suspicions why.
Was it?
I've got to be careful how I phrase this, but Grey Fox definitely sounded like a black guy, if that makes sense. Especially when he did, he calls you on the codec under the name Deep Throat. He just has like a very African American accent.
Well, I mean,
But he is a white dude though. But that's the only logic I got. I'm not saying it's a problem. I still really like the original performance. I'm not like, if that makes sense. What was this? What was?
wow, this just keeps happening.
I was. What? I was trying not to sound racist, and then I got a little distracted. Like what? Well, that was.
Who the hell?
What the fuck was all that?
Did they reveal who? Do they ever reveal who that is?
Huh? Grey
Like-
Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you talk?
Is
You're not
it,
supposed to know yet. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert, I guess.
do you know in this game like what he looks like?
He takes his mask off at one point, yeah.
Okay.
The DARPA chief told me he gave them his detonation code. What about yours?
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just like they didn't think the voice fit.
Jim sent you.
Yeah, and I'm saying I kind of
Answer my question.
see why. Although I still think it was awesome.
There's no
Although,
time.
like he just sounded so fucking pained. He just sounded like every time he spoke, he just sounded like his whole
Now the
body was
terrorists
just
have both
killing him.
codes
He was
and
just like,
time.
I love the
It's not
performance.
like I didn't fight. I managed to resist Psycho Mantis's mind probe. He couldn't read you? How'd you do it? Surgical implants in my brain. Surgical implants? Kinda like psychic insulation. Everyone who knows these top secret codes has it. Even the DARPA chief? Of course. But the DARPA chief said Mantis got his code by reading his mind.
Oh.
Are you sure you heard him right? Yeah.
Sorry, that boss fight was hilarious.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a gameplay in a nutshell. It's like we gave Snake a shitload of new abilities, but we didn't bounce anything else.
Did he, like-
had some fun with you,
Did Ocelot just keep shooting the wall, or was like it looked like he was shooting off in the
No,
wrong
it's
locations?
Human.
It-
I tell you, he loved every
You're supposed to like
second
chase
of
him
it.
out. You're not supposed to be able to hit him. You have to like chase him around in
He
circles,
broke it.
and then when he starts reloading his gun, he's vulnerable.
Looks
But
like you're more than even
you can just go to
close.
first person.
Sliced off.
Lean. And also, that gesture Snake just did. Sliced it off. This is the arm, and he went like that. Oh, ow,
The
meow.
DARPA chief
And then he was like, ah. Oh, that was cool, eh?
dead. It can't be. No, that's not what you promised.
Every time there's like the original had the tiniest little gesture, like tiniest little bit of movement. This game just dials it up to 11. It's like he starts hitting him on the leg with a stick and neutron. This one's like, oh, we've got all the motion blur.
Yeah, like he just got like really zoomed in. Had like a zoom blur, but it was just like him being hit with a stick.
Oh, don't be a fool.
This is hilarious. This is great.
Anyway, the terrorists have both codes now.
This really is like, what if MGS1 was like made by less competent developers?
They wouldn't hesitate to launch. I agree. But what do they really want? Who knows?
They want you to stop making this
Like
stupid
us in the
remake.
arms industry, always looking forward to the next good war. Well, I'm not gonna let these maniacs.
This is a familiar
start war
voice.
today. Do you still have the card keys?
He sounds very different from the original. Again, as far as I know, it's the same dude, but
Detonation code.
I know he sounds very
I heard
different.
You had them. No, Not anymore.
You think Kojima had some say in who,
does then?
how the
I
performance
thought
is
you
handled?
I thought you were gonna say, could
that-
you
that's
Kojima
the
voice him?
Woman? Who?
No, that's not what you promised, Jim.
A soldier that was thrown in prison along with me.
Did he have some say in the English? I don't know, it was Hater who had to convince Konami to recast the original English cast.
Just joined up as a new
Oh, that's
recruit.
true. I just mean like how they
Threw her in prison
were performed, I
because she
guess.
refused to take part in the rebellion.
Like how they.
Question, I don't know. I know this whole series. There's, I forget his name, but there's a guy who heads the localization for these games. In fact, he was even worked on Snatcher as well.
Ah,
She is. She's green, but as tough
But
as they
yeah,
come.
he's got like a big
How did
role
you know she
in
escaped?
localizing all this shit efficiently.
I was in
I mean, consider this. There's a lot of like scientific
until I
jargon,
was
weird,
tied up here, that is.
uncommon speech in these games.
Kodak.
You know, like all
Yeah?
this military jargon.
Yes.
I think they do a great job, honestly.
If she
Yeah, I
still
think
has it,
MGS
she'll
is
be
one of the
able to
best like
contact her.
localizations ever.
I'm sure
Like they
it's
really
massive.
put in a lot of
What
effort. And
freaking
take in mind,
chat.
MGS One was 1998. Like that was the first game that I like really like. Hey, let's actually try the voice acting. Snatcher as well, which was even
I was gonna
earlier.
say, Snatcher is
The really good voice acting for the time. It's like
Oh, yeah.
insane.
Oh,
Fucking love
sorry.
Snatcher.
I forgot.
What the f-
That's right. It's on the back of the package. Try to contact her.
It looked like Psycho Mantis was trying to kill him.
I'll contact you immediately.
He's like, yo!
Doesn't work. Is there some other way to prevent this?
Gimme!
You need to find Hal Emmerich.
That was like a weird anime thing, except it's not anime.
He's like, go!
The Metal Gear Rex project. A genius at engineering.
I love too that it was zoomed in on him and it had the zoom blur thing again. Where he's like, I forgot.
I also want to point out he never pointed a gun at his head.
Up with anything.
Like that's new.
Have to destroy it.
And the original he just goes damn, like that. He just kind of like tilts his head. Then see like he spins around, slaps himself on the forehead, then points a gun at an old man's head just because he forgot a code.
He's already dying.
That's where he worked.
I knew the direction was over the top, but I thought it was like just limited to action scenes, not being told that he forgot something.
Nuclear age is the turn of the millennium.
They just really played up the humor for some weird reason.
I don't know if it's supposed to be funny.
It is
I
now.
don't think.
Maybe not for the reasons they intended.
Kojima insisted on more comic relief in the cutscenes to lighten the mood about.
Have you ever seen a warehouse full of
This is like really the topic where you need more comic relief.
drums and drums of nuclear waste stacked this
I forget, was this stuff in the original?
The live action stuff was, yeah.
Okay.
No real way to use it or dispose of it.
So they just closed the
So
lid.
I like how like they have this footage. I assume it's the same
years,
footage.
And they're not even doing a good job of storing it.
As far as I can
Many of the
remember, I
drums
don't
are
know.
corroded, with nuclear waste seeping out
Assuming this is the same footage, they were able to get like better quality versions of this to put in the game.
It might not be the same. I'm not 100%. I can't remember it that well.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is actually. I don't recognize this.
Take
Take mine. I've played MGS1 a lot, but I haven't like played it recently.
Since the end of the Cold War, Russian
Cold
nuclear
War.
engineers in particular are out of work with nowhere to turn. In other words, there's plenty of available nuclear
So the dialogue is
material
mostly
and
one-to-one, but there are a
scientists
few
for making a
changes.
bomb.
Alright.
We live in an age where any
I mean, I
small
suppose that's gonna
country
happen no matter
can
what.
have a nuclear weapons program.
What about the other superpowers?
The Russians and Chinese still pursue a policy of deterrence. Do you see? Complete nuclear disarmament is an impossibility.
I can't tell if it's lip synced or not. Also, its head just snapped back.
We need a weapon of overwhelming power.
Because I know the original games they didn't bother to lip sync for the English dialogue, but this is like Western
You
developed,
know
so
our industry suffered quite a blow as a result of the cuts in military budgets due to this so-called peace.
I remember hearing a lot about mergers and takeovers among the big weapons makers.
Yes, And after my company lost their bid to produce the U.S. Air Force's next line of
We
fighter
made a
jets,
giant robot
the
instead.
Metal Gear system was our last ace.
You know, I love this whole series,
That's
but
why we pushed to have
the actual
Metal
just, I
Gear
mean, actually, like,
the
stop and think about it for like 2
Project.
seconds. Like, the Metal Gear
Black
thing
Project.
just makes no fucking
Secret
sense. Like,
project
it's just
paid for by
ridiculous.
Pentagon's Black
They
Budget.
really try and justify, like, oh, a
You can
walking
avoid a
tank
lot
is a
of red
great
tape and
idea.
get
It's
a
like, it's
great
really
lead time on
stupid.
your weapons production.
Yeah.
But
No
I
one
love it
can
because it's
bother
like,
Not even that
you know why I love
National
Metal Gear? It's
Military
because it's like this
Oversight Committee.
hybrid of, like, military kind of precision and, like, accuracy, but the actual plot is insane. Because I know, like, Kojima from MGS2 onwards got, like, military consultants in to make sure everyone, like, holds their guns correctly and acts like a real soldier, and then you get, like, the real explanations about all the weapons and the codex and, you know. It's like, they put this, it's so well researched, but it's merged with a plot that's insane. That's why I love this series.
Got the detail of holding a gun sideways so you can fire it in circles.
An optical disc.
That's, yeah, so I was going to make that point earlier. That is not what they would do. Like, that is not, I don't mean in real life, well, I do mean in real life.
What kind of
In
data?
MGS2, like, they got a military consultant and said, oh, in this cutscene, like, the soldiers would not be holding their guns outright, because they would be trained not to do that. Like, Snake would never hold his gun upright anymore when he runs, because they were told, no, he's a trained soldier, you wouldn't do that. But then in that cutscene just now, Meryl starts spinning a gun around, and I'm like,
I'll give you my card too.
yeah, I guess the military advisor wasn't around for this.
I mean, it is a woman who's, I believe, untrained in guns. At least the way she
She
acted.
was just trying to get rid of him, she wasn't actually trying to hit him. So.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's the thing, but it looked pretty silly either way.
I don't know why she would turn it sideways.
They got my password.
That's the thing,
They don't want anything else from me.
I think that's the Matrix influence.
Who or what was that ninja thing? It looked like you knew something.
Bubsy the Bobcat.
That ninja? That was Foxhound's dark little secret.
Dark little secret.
An experimental genome soldier.
Foxhound just asked themselves, what could possibly go wrong?
You know him?
That apparently was made by Paramedic,
You should ask Dr.
who went from
Naomi Hunt
funny
from
comic relief who likes
Foxhound.
movies to
She knows
an
better
absolute
than
monster
I.
apparently, because fuck
Well,
MGS4.
You've got to stop them. If it goes public, my company.
This reminds me of what they did with a character in Dead Rising after Western devs got their hand on it.
Currently existing technology.
No.
Metal Gear itself does.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa. Everything's going green.
I'm blue.
What? What?
Dabba dee dabba die.
Do to me? Oh, no. Oh,
You know what I love about this new direction? It's so subtle.
no. Can't be.
I mean,
Those Pentagon bastards. So they actually went and did it. Oh.
What are you talking about?
They're just using you for.
Why? What's with that shot between his legs?
this is a real nice shot.
We really want to emphasize this old man's crotch.
The hell? Colonel, are you listening? Now he's dead too.
I have no idea.
I'm still baffled why they used the original artwork instead of doing the MGS2 thing with the character models.
Well, there are lots of drugs that can cause
Apart from
heart
just
attack
the
in
effort,
large
I guess.
doses. For example, potassium chloride.
I don't
or
know.
Divoxin. But we won't be
Just
able to tell without
them
doing an
basically
autopsy.
using MGS2 as a base. I'm kind of surprised they used the original codec.
Can I trust her?
More than you can trust me.
I'm kind of a piece of shit.
Snake, there's a lot
It's-
of electrical interference
It's
coming
like, oh,
from
we're showing off the new graphics,
Should
but
be okay if you do
I mean,
burst
the only
transmission
reason they use
first, but
sprites here is
normal
just because they,
transmission is probably
like,
impossible.
you don't want those original
Try
faces
to
just
move
kind of
that
nodding, you know, that plays.
Get a hold of yourself.
Also,
What the hell
Yoshi
was that
Sunkawa's like artwork is amazing.
A member of Foxhound?
Yeah, I
I
do
love it.
appreciate that they use this art.
Are you sure?
Yes, we have no one like that.
I mean,
in
this
our
is aged
fleet.
better than the actual GameCube models would have, you know?
I'm counting on you.
I think people. I mean, it's hard to say anything like this because this game isn't all that much newer than its original. But I think people have nostalgia just for those graphics, because they keep cropping up in things like Smash Brothers, for example.
I don't know if that door was there. Or if I'm just going crazy. I don't remember that door being there. I really don't. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that people just like the those graphics a lot.
Hmm.
Because I mean, considering codec colors are so damn important, you want to preserve them in a way.
Mm. Oh my god. It's like that one kid in my store. Oh, is he actually going to call Natasha? Oh, is he going to call Meryl?
Who are you?
So, you know how he got that? You know how he got that, right?
You're the Colonel's
Was that the one that's on like the back of the box or whatever?
Correct. Yeah. So every version of this game has to have like a screenshot, and I remember my PC version. I actually had this on the PC as well.
Trying to be some kind of
There's like a big screenshot of this codec screen, and then there's like very obviously imposed
What's your name?
superimposed text on it that just says Meryl, so you could read the codec on it.
Could you be Snake? Are you Solid Snake?
That's what some people
It's fucking,
call
it's
me.
one of
The legendary
One
Solid
of-
Snake?
Kojima's most
You?
Kojima moments.
Sorry about before. I wasn't sure if you were one of the good guys.
But I knew you were.
How?
It's your eyes.
My eyes?
They're not soldiers' eyes.
They're rookie's eyes, right?
No. They're beautiful, compassionate eyes.
Oh, Snake.
Just what I'd expect from the legendary.
I'm trying to imagine it in my head,
Trying to sweep
because
me
this
off
has the
my
thing
feet.
where Psycho Mantis like
Don't worry.
shakes the
You'll
controller.
climb back on them once
doesn't
you
it?
meet me.
Yeah, I guess you can still do it on the
Legend, I'm
GameCube.
afraid.
I was just trying to imagine that for PC. I was like, put your keyboard on the ground.
Oh,
Wait a
yeah.
minute.
Nah.
You look just like him.
I think Microsoft actually published that version, strangely.
Liquid Snake.
Yeah. You know him? You're not brothers, are you?
I have no family.
So what's the deal then?
Calling this a Twin Snakes is a bit.
Maybe I'll ask him personally. But first, I want some information.
I just found that
You were
subtitle a little on
involved in
the
this exercise
nose.
from the beginning.
Yeah, a little bit.
What exactly happened here?
I just joined the training that same day.
That's okay. But what is this place? I don't think it's just a nuclear weapon disposal facility.
Boy, oh boy, it's just like them. Nobody's told you anything, did they? Okay. You see, this place isn't really for disposing nuclear weapons. This base is owned and operated by a
What was the hint to look at the back of the box to get this?
Civilian
I think
base.
you got to call around, and then they say, "Oh, it's on the back of the CD case." Like CD case meaning like the disc you get given, but the gag is the actual disc case. Oh yeah, yeah. And if you download this game on the PS3 on PSN, they literally just have to tell you what the codec is on the in like the digital instruction manual.
Oh, right.
Because yeah,
Warheads
oops.
for a while. Why just this time?
Fuck physical media.
Because this was to be a final test before the formal adoption of the Metal Gear program. That's what I heard anyway.
Sounds kind of.
It is kind of funny how
So
like
what do you think the terrorists want?
this game or the original game like tried
I'm
to
not sure.
make so much
Captured
use
the
out of
Second Baker
you
right
know
after the revolt started.
the physical stuff that you have on you.
He gave you the
You know, the
detonation
case and
code
the
override
controller.
keys,
That's right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Even the
Kojima goes
memory
in
card.
there.
It's like, and then as soon as you port it to something else, it's like, oh god,
You can have more.
oh god.
Yeah.
Anyway, you met Baker, huh? How's he holding up?
He's
Like I do appreciate the
heart attack.
the jokes in MGS4 about that,
The chief
but
Yeah, it's like, hey, we don't have to swap discs anymore. I'm like, haha, yeah, that's true. No, we've got to install every fucking act.
Coincidences. Something
Idiot.
going on.
Fucking idiot.
Sounds like it. But I
Fuck
have no
you.
idea what.
Me neither.
Oh
Yet.
wait, we're on
Do you know
PS3.
the person who designed
No
Metal
need to
Gear?
swap discs.
You mean Dr. Emmerich?
These installs took so long.
In the second floor basement of the nuclear warhead storage building to the north.
I remember there was another video review of, of someone just saying like,
His lab is.
yeah, that's a good one.
Something to work on
Let's
the
see how long
nuclear
these
launching program.
installs take, and then they literally just compared it to how long it takes to actually just swap the disc.
Then we better do something flashes.
Like, it took like
Right.
10
In case
seconds.
we can't override the detonation
If
point in
that.
time, I need to ask him how to destroy Metal Gear.
You plan to take that
I
job
just-
by yourself, Snake?
That
I just
requires
got,
physical effort.
First time.
I just got an Xbox One
How do
X,
we get to the
and I thought I'd get a
nuclear
couple of
warhead
games to it
storage
that
where
my
the doctor's
PC's not
being
quite
held?
good enough to play.
There's a
I got
cargo
Red
door
Dead
on the
Redemption
first
2.
floor of
That
this
game comes on
building that
multiple
leads to the
discs.
north.
What's the security
I
like?
didn't know they still did that. It's got an install disc and a play disc. I didn't even know that was still a thing in the age of Blu-rays.
What the
Although
fuck?
I know the PC version is like
I'm
100
going with
gigs.
you.
No
So
way. You're still too green.
I guess that's why.
You need
But
to hide somewhere.
yeah, I hadn't seen that in years. I was like, what the hell?
Oh yes, you are.
Oh my god.
Pause for just 1 second
But it's an
for the
install disc. It's
credits.
not like
It's
you
all over.
reach midway through the
Good luck,
game
doesn't
and they're
last
like, hey,
forever.
fucking
I don't know what happened.
cowboy, whatever the fuck you
Just
play as. I
couldn't
don't know.
pull the trigger right away.
Time to swap discs.
I never had any problems in training.
Oh, that's right. We're on
It's funny
Xbox
to
One
think
X
if I
now.
pulled the
No
trigger,
need
I
to
could
swap
take
discs.
someone's life.
It's not like shooting
Jesus.
targets in training.
I always dreamed of being
Fucking
a soldier.
Final Fantasy VIII I
Every day
had
of
was
my
on
life, I've trained my
on
mind
4
and
discs on the
body for
PS1 and I
one
think
day when I could
5
finally
on the
see some
PC
real
version.
action. And now
Oh Christ.
What now?
Yeah, like an install disc and
can't
4
quit.
play discs because you
I
gotta
can't allow
stream the
myself to quit
FMVs
now.
because the age of like 5 gigabyte hard drives or whatever.
Feel something the first time you kill.
Well, not 5, but
Killing without guilt produces more carnage.
it was the 90s.
In a war, all of mankind's worst emotions, worst traits emerge. It's easy to forget what a sin is.
I wasn't like just talking through all this dialogue because I kind of know all this shit. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Action.
You're just a little jumpy from the combat high. The adrenaline in your bloodstream is starting to thin out.
It's the same
But I
dialogue,
learned all
but
about combat high at the
just not
academy.
as.
We'll talk about it.
So yeah, that's what,
later.
another thing I
For
want to say.
now, just
So
think
David,
about
according to
keeping
David Hayter,
yourself alive.
when they recorded the
If I
original,
get out of here alive,
they were kind of reading it for the first time because you know it's still like the early
Let me
days
try
of
to say this another way.
voice acting.
Stay the
Yeah.
hell out of my way.
So they're kind of reading it for the first time, and I kind of wondered how that influenced like this performance as well.
Huh.
You know,
Told you. The real
Yeah.
me is no
it's like
match
when
for the
I don't know
legend.
when Snake's discovering like the
Looks
twist
like you were right.
himself. Like David Hayter is also learning them.
Okay, Snake.
So I kind of helped but wonder if that was actually help the performance, you know?
Link up after I grab the
Oh,
doctor.
yeah.
Whereas
Hang on to
this
the
time
fight
all the
till then.
all the actors already know the
But
plot,
listen,
or at least
I know this area
probably
better than
vaguely
you.
remember it if they're
Call
not
me
that
if you have any
interested.
questions.
Be careful, okay?
And I know
After I
Hayter
open up
was
the cargo door, I'll
was
contact
kind of
you.
amused because they got to the absolute end of the script that revealed Snake's real name is David.
Oh.
They're just like, oh, like we got to the end of the script and it turns out the character has the same name as me, and we all had a chuckle about it.
Nice.
Keep forgetting that, yeah, Snake's real name is Dave.
Does he have a full name or?
Snake, I unlocked
don't
the
know.
cargo door for you.
Thanks. Where are you?
Where I can see ya.
Don't move around too much.
Don't worry. I'm disguised in this enemy uniform.
I feel like the way the dialogue is written is a little more exaggerated from their performance.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Listen, Snake.
Naomi
the
sounds
cargo door
fucking
is like
asleep.
an airlock. It's equipped with infrared sensors.
I wanted to hit
Careful.
Natasha, but I don't think we're
If
ever
an
gonna
intruder
call
is
her.
sensed, gas is released.
Gas.
I wonder if she still has like a Russian
Okay,
accent,
so
you
meet
know,
at the
like
nuclear warhead
considering the other
storage building.
characters.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You said you'd stay put and be a good girl.
I changed my mind.
Don't get careless. That's when things always turn sour.
I think
Sorry.
David's
See,
like a
the
little
only
more
way I
over the
can
top
figure
here.
Whether or not I'm cut out to be a soldier, I gotta get my hands dirty.
These guys are professionals. You're gonna.
I
get
always feel like he's
yourself
too
killed.
comfortable in the role. He's like
See you
he's
there.
trying too hard to be Snake, but maybe again I'm probably just being too picky.
Yeah, I mean,
He is kind of leaning into his lines a little.
I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily.
Or maybe he just seems a bit over enthusiastic compared to everyone else who's now asleep.
Yeah, it's like he's got more energy and they've got less.
Oh my god, you've got such an advantage and you're still fucking up. Oh yeah, you definitely need that suppressor. The game's kind of miserable without it.
Is there somebody there?
What?
Who's there?
What's he doing? Why is he shooting out that camera?
Be careful, Snake.
Snake, what the fuck are you
Airlock
doing?
is set with infrared sensors.
What is it?
You probably can't see them with your naked eyes, but there are infrared beams coming out of that wall. touch any one of them, and the doors will seal off, and the place will be flooded with poison gas.
So this was kind of
Somehow
pain
you've
in
got
the
to
arse,
get through without setting off those sensors.
they simply tweet that animation of it putting the mask on.
I love... Like, you've got first person now, but all of the enemies are just... What the hell?
The fire extinguisher just made that a shitload easier. Oh, you can just shoot them out! Oh, okay. So the only time we've changed the level design is just to make things even easier. Great. Thanks, Twin Snakes.
You didn't have to smoke or nothing.
Yeah, right? He didn't even use the goggles he had. What's he doing? He's just following for items, I guess. Yeah, sure, why not? It's not like there's any real threat.
It's just that he's got this first person view, but like every other, like all the enemies have just this tiny ass cone.
Yeah, right?
Like,
because I know in MGS3 when they did that, they had to like just expand. There's no radar in that game, but their field of view is way bigger. You know, that's why they have the whole camo thing.
yeah, yeah. Like
it's
you're
just
looking dead at somebody and they're just staring at you, but if they're not close enough, then they're just like, I don't get it.
My God, that doesn't open it. Yeah, you don't need that.
So I assume those lockers are just not openable?
Yeah, it's just there's nothing in them, you can't open them. Yeah, you can do that as well. Yeah, the mine detector, why? Oh, well, yeah, okay, there are mines coming up. It's just getting really, like, I'm really prepared for the canyon. Oh, right, so we're gonna hit Deep Throat.
Snake, be careful. There are claymore mines down there. Use a mine detector.
Who are you?
Just call me Deep Throat.
Deep Throat? The informant from the Watergate scandal?
Never mind about that. I'm not used for
That's just
it.
Liquid doing his creepy voice.
Listen, there's a tank in front of your position
Alright.
waiting to ambush you.
Who are you anyway?
He's gonna
One of
be
your
good fish.
fans.
I'm sorry, that.
What did it originally sound like?
Well, that's the dialogue that was like very much sounded like African American in the original, which it's not like distractingly so, but it's just that's my only reasoning for why they might want to change it. Just like Snake, be careful with the claymore mines are out there. It wasn't like, yeah, I'm trying to disguise my voice. It's not me, Frank Yeager. I don't know. What falls to tell the guy, but he just seems miscast. I don't know. I guess we'll decide a bit. Whoa, that's a wall. I don't know. I've got to hear him talk a little more. That was a little goofy.
It was very cartoonish sounding.
I'm the Animaniac. That's what Yaku said, right?
Yes.
Yaku or Wako or whatever. Fucking, I don't know. Oh, right, okay, fucking Raven. This dumbass. Ah, he's alright, he's not a dumbass. He's cool.
Poor guy.
He's alright. That's a
Warthog.
bit rude. It's kinda interesting to see what they, like, oh right, that's what they were going for.
This is Raven's territory. Snakes don't belong in Alaska. I will not let you pass.
This is not geographically accurate.
This guy must be fucking freezing, Jesus. Doing the really likes the James Bond gun barrel thing.
Send him a message.
Okay, so in the original, Snake actually did jump, so how are we gonna top that? Just not jumping. What?
What the fuck?
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
Right, you belong on
That's
the
right,
ground.
that flip was pretty funny.
I mean, he was already on the ground.
Not for a while he wasn't.
You don't belong doing Matrix jump stuff with gun barrels.
You are.
That's it. What's the term, like gameplay dissonance? Like, why can't he do that in gameplay? There's no jump button in the game.
Right.
Like, you can do that in cutscenes, but you can't like flip over and do this Metal Gear Rising shit on this tank, you know? Also, I just realized the deep throat voice kind of reminds me when Raiden tries to sound badass in like Revengeance.
Oh god.
This is exciting music. What? What?
Huh?
What the fuck is going on?
Is he placing mines and they're exploding?
Yeah, but why is that? It's not a cutscene.
They're like exploding before he even puts them down.
But you could do that. It just doesn't usually tend to like a weird cutscene. This music sucks.
He looks
It's not even
entirely
music. It's
different
just
now.
it's just a music. It's like a loop.
You know, this is very droll action music.
We found these two loops and a music thing.
It's like, I'm pretty sure there is like a melody in the background, you just barely hear it.
Oh, this is balls. And we know for a fact this isn't like some sort of like super high play tactic. This player is pretty incompetent most of the time. Yeah, teabag the killer, idiot. New killer, but tank. Oh, it's clipping into the ground. Nice.
There's a lot of clipping going on here.
Needless to say, this is not how the original plays out.
Don't you like throw grenades at him or something?
See how you like this?
I was gonna say how quiet the tank is as well.
Oh right, okay, that's not actually him. I was wondering why he looks so different. Really
Okay, no,
confused there.
that's consistent with the original. No, it's not. Just didn't fuck up that badly. This is so stupid. Why is he even using it in the trunk? Like he's already fucked. Like the first thing. Nice. The first thing he did when the game started was snap a guy's neck. Like this is not a big boss rank to play through.
Nice repeating of that laugh.
I just noticed something else as well. Snake's life bar is fucking huge.
Yeah, it is.
In the original, it's like tiny and then it increases a little bit every time you beat a boss. Here it's just it's just maxed out.
They gave you all
Why
the
not?
heart containers at the beginning instead of leaving those boss rewards.
Hang on, what? How's he be gaining health?
Wasn't that
what
something
is-
in MGS3 where like you could?
Well, yeah, but that was like stamina.
Oh
You
yeah.
couldn't just eat a ration to regain life. It didn't work that way.
Oh, yeah.
This is terrible. Also, this is taking way longer than the original.
Yeah, but say this is going on a while. Even though this game mostly looks much easier in various ways.
Oh my god. I can't tell if that's just this person being incompetent or like it is just more drawn out. It just looks badly made. Like the way they tow it's just... I know for a fact you can't do this in the original because it will fucking just run you down.
Oh yeah. It looks like it was intentionally made easier.
I don't know.
Because I mean, considering what they did with the laser bit.
Yeah, I guess so. I know later on there's a bit where they just basically cut out a shitload of backtracking, but we'll get to that.
I mean, that kind of sounds like something I'd appreciate, but it depends.
What the fuck? This doesn't releasing it like that. Like,
Wow. Wow.
So who is this guy? Where's Snake in this? Like, who's this weird action movie guy? Like, who's this Matrix wannabe who just replaces Snake whenever there's a cutscene?
Boss, is this all right?
I'm just
giving him the card like that.
in my head, I'm just picturing that there are a lot of people who are like, well, I much prefer this version of the game because it's got more cool action bits in it.
It would be wise not to.
Yeah, the
underestimate
original was
him.
boring. It's just talking.
He is just as you said. He lives and breathes.
He also came out
No.
of that unscathed?
I would expect.
No, that's not the
less
line. He
from
says,
your-
"Ingo, but it is as if he is possessed by a demon." Don't remove my favorite lines, fuckers.
General Ivan, I hear that you lost your arm and ran away home.
Watch your tongue, shaman.
In the language of the Sioux people, Sioux means snake. It is known as an animal to be feared.
Just that guy's on fire and he just punches him in the face.
When I meet him next, I'll take special care.
This is not a Snake. This is.
Not yet. Don't kill him yet.
I just can't figure out how that
We
explosion
and I will meet again
did not
in
affect
battle.
him, but it affected the goon in the back.
I mean, you fought Vulcan Raven.
Yes, the raven on my head. It
Oh
thirsts
god, are they
for
gonna do
his
the weird thing where
blood.
it flies off his head? Oh, no, we're not. Chance to be over the top, and yeah, they didn't take it, okay. I remember if you kill like a bunch of the ravens in a certain bit, he gets really fucking pissed off at you. Okay.
He's got spies in the shadows.
Yep. Oh right, you can't use your guns in this bit. You can't use first person though.
Be careful. You absolutely must not use weapons in that area.
You must punch in
I've already
first
programmed
person.
the nanomachine so that he won't be able to.
I mean, you can.
What? What are you talking about?
Have you forgotten? That's where they keep the nuclear warheads. Can't you see them?
Yeah. There's lots of boxes piled up.
Oh god, I just realised there's like some real emotional bits with Naomi later on that are like not optional cutscenes, codec calls.
It's like President Baker's
And it's gonna be with this performance. Oh.
Oh.
They're working on a limited budget. They try to put on a pretty face for the media, but this is the grim reality.
What about this remake?
Sasha knows lots more about it than I do. Her frequency is 141.52.
Yeah, I was never sure if you
All of the
actually
warheads in those
get
boxes
told
have
it or
had their
not.
detonation mechanisms removed, so there's no fear of them exploding. But if the warheads are broken, they might leak plutonium, and that would be a serious problem.
Snake, never use your weapon on that
Fuck
floor.
you, Colonel.
You are not authorized to use weapons.
What? Why? What's with all the fucking lockers? And think about like MGS and also like Half-Life, which was released the same year. They sort of like, instead of just video gamey kind of floating item boxes, they would actually put things where they would make sense. So in Half-Life, they put like the med kits in, say, like, you know, like the security office or something, just somewhere where it would make sense for them to be. But this is just like, let's fucking put lockers everywhere.
Were the
Why
lockers
would you
more
put them in
logical in MGS2?
Yeah,
Okay.
like they kind of make sense in this room, more so than just the big nuke hangar.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not saying it's impossible for them to be there, but it is like very telling we just threw these here. Especially considering they weren't in the original.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's an MGS2 thing.
Why is it this player doing this?
I don't know.
I did it.
This is so trivial compared to the original.
Now the survivors can't hide in there because the door is broken.
I think whenever we do a commentary, you can very much tell what we've recently been playing.
Yeah.
Sure, may date it in a bit, but you know, whatever. Stop doing that! it's just one of my pet peeves. You know what another one of my pet peeves is? People refer to these games as like, oh yeah, this is a remake of Metal Gear 1.
Oh.
It's like, no, that's a different fucking game. Like, I remember Giant Bomb, like back when I used to go on that site, did a big playthrough of the Metal Gear series, and the fucking guy there just constantly referred to as like Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear 2 Sons of Liberty, Metal Gear 3 Snake Eater. I'm like, oh god, no. Like, not a big deal, but
I mean, I don't like the naming scheme, to be fair, but it's still
yeah, but that considering there is a Metal Gear 1 and a Metal Gear 2. And then what really fucked him over was at the end of MGS 5 V, as people insist on calling it. There's like they kind of retcon from something from Metal Gear 2. And then he was like, "Oh shit!" Because I've just been like, he suddenly had to start making.
That place is filled with gas. Also, the floor is electrified. First, destroy the high voltage switch. It's the switchboard on the northwest wall.
But how? I can't reach it.
Use a remote-controlled missile.
What's switchboard from? I know we did a commentary and there was something called switchboard on a texture.
That was on that was Streets of Rage, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, thank you. I don't think what the hell that was even from the switchboard.
Typical
It's
Snake
certainly
player.
easy just from the virtue of this just being clearer.
Yeah.
Sort of expecting Snake to do a somersault for no apparent reason.
You cut back, he's just in midair somehow.
Snakes belong on the ground. You know, if I ever, like, for whatever reason wanted to play this, like, I would, yeah, having seen all this, I would be forced to crank up the difficulty. And I am not great at these games, like, I'm a fan, but I'm not very good at them. But this, man, damn it, crank that up to European Extreme, because damn, this is, like, really easy. I don't even know how much difference that would make.
This is
Yeah, I don't think I've ever ventured in this actual area to get the items. But then again, I also couldn't shoot the cameras like this. Oh. What's he doing? Is he just going for like all cameras destroyed playthrough?
Let's see.
Is he actually going to venture in there now? Okay. I'm kidding, by the way, that's not a thing it keeps track of.
This game's version was released on March 9th, 2004. Please give the video a like.
Yep.
It's weird that the description has the timecode thing, but YouTube didn't acknowledge it for some reason.
Yeah, that thing seems a little hit or miss. Well, we're gonna hear a lot more of Bob Paulson. Oh, here's what this is gonna look like, because this is a pretty bloody scene in the original. Because Nintendo said there won't be any blood in your candy. Of course, this is a scene involving ninjas, so how over the top can we make this? Oh, we actually get to see what happened.
That was shot like he was looking into like a flashback.
I guess it's kind of neat to. I kind of feel like the tension was just going in there and seeing all the dead bodies.
Yeah, I could see that could be being a lot more interesting, kind of in a horror kind of way.
Yeah. What? What? Was he swinging his sword there?
Yeah, they're doing the like deflecting the bullets thing, but he's moving.
But
so
he was like
fast.
walking so nonchalantly. I couldn't see his arm. Oh my god.
Well, I mean that's kind of just an action movie thing.
Yeah.
I get what they were going for, but it's not. It doesn't really belong in this series. At least not in this point.
No. Not like that. Like not that. Like.
Yeah, it's like the original played up.
It deflect
like,
bullets, not yeah, but the way he was like walking forwards while doing it was like so effort. You know, it's like okay, he's not that good.
I mean, they're trying to play it up. What the fuck?
Okay, that's actually so he's just the original.
It's a ghost.
Okay, that line made more sense when he had his stealth on though. Yeah, originally you go around the corner, you see the guy like lifted in the air, but he has his stealth on. So he goes, oh, it's like a ghost. Oh, whatever. Yeah, okay, that.
I mean, I get it. They're trying to make him look cool, but it's like
Isn't that
super
just-
over the top.
Yeah, but that's that one weapon from Castlevania. You know, the video P one from Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, yeah.
You like Castlevania, don't you?
Oh yeah, they had to re-record those. Well, we might. Probably won't actually hear them, but we'll see.
Stealth camouflage?
Okay, that is not the MGS2 model. I take back what I said. I don't think they used in the actual models. That is not how Articon looked in 2.
Where is my friend? What? What are you
I'll
talking
be your
about?
After seeing all that, my first option is to shoot.
Oh, what next?
Oh my god.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going?
For you, Snake.
He saw all that and was just like, "Hey."
Neither enemy nor friend. I am back from a world where such words are meaningless. I've removed all obstacles. Now you and I will battle to the death.
I think I avoided listening to this just because I kind of viewed it sacrilege, kind of like hearing like the JoJo stuff, which is I don't know you, and I don't care to know you.
I don't think I mentioned I actually heard some of the Part 5 dub like yesterday, I think.
Oh.
It's like one of my
Oh, you mean one of your Japanese animes?
All the main characters, at least Giorno and Bruno, sound really old. Like, they...
Well, I mean that's how I always envisioned them when I read the manga, like really fucking old.
Only in that can my soul.
I mean, what's his like? The whole thing's about him being old.
I will kill you, or you will kill me. It makes no difference.
Yeah, he is a miscast here. I'm trying to cast aside my nostalgia, but nah, he is miscast here. He was better in Toonstruck as the singing frog.
What the box seat?
I need that man. Keep your hands off him.
Now, make me feel it. Make me feel alive again.
Yeah, no, the original performance way better. He like sounded like really like make me feel alive again. He's like really fucking like losing his shit. Whereas he just sounds a little too calm.
I don't think it's miscast as much as it is just the performance isn't as memorable.
I wouldn't have cast him. Like he does like zany kind of wacky kind of kid-friendly characters. He's not Grey Fox. Oh, they redid these animations. Again, I like the dude, but he's not a character. This is not his character.
Doesn't play to his strengths.
That's what I mean, yeah.
What the fuck?
So, no boss music.
Yeah, wow.
Like the famous like encounter music. Instead we get this generic shit.
Okay, it picked up a little bit, but
Man, nah, this is weak.
this is like menu music.
Right? Yeah, like this game has a great boss theme. But I mean, the original has a great boss theme, not this piece of shit.
Obviously,
So-
he needs to get on the GameCube over there and play MGS Twin Snakes.
Yeah. I like he's going for the non-lethal takedown, but it's like family just shared. That was a little hard on the PS1. Nah, I don't like this voice at all.
Hello! Hello, I'm here.
So instead of using the original boss theme, they just went with unique boss themes for each fight.
Ah,
And so far they've all sucked. Not that we really heard the Ocelot one. You see, he doesn't sound pained, you know? He just
No,
sounds
yeah.
like, oh, I've been waiting for this pain. But this image was like, I've been waiting for this pain! He's like, really fucking... Like, I can't do it, but Greg Eagles could. He just sounds
Yeah.
kind of calm. He's like, oh yeah, I've been waiting for you. Unlike you, I have no name. Yeah.
the problem is that it doesn't get any more intense. It's always the kind of the same performance throughout.
Yeah, I think it's a poor direction.
What the? I remember getting hit by a Nikita launcher.
You know what the sad thing is? This is the canon voice now. This is the voice they use in Smash.
Do you
And that's a
remember?
shame.
Do you remember when this game actually was challenging?
Yeah, that was pretty. I remember that being challenging when I last played MGS1. Because you'd have this teleport thing and you'd like whack you from behind. What's that stunt snake? Oh, for God's sake. This is so fucking stupid. What? I didn't know you could do that in the game. That's the thing, like the dissonance between the cutscenes and the gameplay. Like you can't just throw someone across the room like that. You can't do backflips.
That snake. Do you remember me now?
It can't be. You were killed in Zanzibar.
I think like a lot of people in the West didn't even realize this game was a sequel, me included.
I mean, yeah.
But they did kind of treat it as such as well. Like, there's nothing that isn't explained. Like, you don't have to play Metal Gear 1 and 2. Why is that exploding?
Ow. Let me try that again.
I like how they play up like the Japanese kind of instruments, even though at the end of the day he's just a white guy. I know he's a ninja, but like, yeah, just an observation. I mean, his name's Frank Yeager. I mean, it kind of begs the question why they made him the anime ninja anyway when they did the Genome Soldier project, but you know, video games.
This character has a lot of nationality problems, I take it. That's the main takeaway from this.
I think they try to explain his backstory in Portable Ops, which I don't even think is canon anymore.
There are a lot of Metal Gear games.
Yeah, but only so many that are actually canon. Imagine like you played this first and you thought this was like the standard for the cutscenes, and then you just found like 2 and 3 like really boring.
Gray Fox.
Like, oh, these cutscenes are so dull in comparison.
Ninja is Gray Fox.
Why is he not slicing
No doubt
bullets in
about
half?
it.
Ridiculous. You yourself in Zanzibar land.
Zanzibar
Yes.
land?
He should have been killed,
Yeah.
but he's still alive.
What?
It happened before.
So is
the
this like an
Gray
actual
Fox
character
Hands
from
medical
Metal Gear?
staff. They were using
Yeah,
a
yeah.
soldier for their
Yeah,
gene
you
therapy
kill him in
I never heard that.
Metal
It
Gear 2.
happened right after you retired. My predecessor.
just
Oh,
because
so
of the-
Dr. Clark is apparently
Yes.
paramedic.
He
Thank you,
started the gene
MGS4.
therapy project.
And where is he now?
He was killed in an explosion.
I just know
in
that
his
like
lab
because
2
of
years
like, you
ago.
know, videos that I followed over the years, I know more about the NES Metal Gear games than the actual original games.
Those are not canon.
I know. It's just I've seen more people make fun of those games than I've actually know anything about the originals.
Snake's Revenge.
But they revived him. They fitted him with a
Lieutenant,
prototype
Solid
exoskeleton
Snake as a
and
martial
kept him
arts
drugged
expert.
For 4 years while they experimented on him like a plaything. Today's genome
This series has
soldiers
been
were
weird
born
since
from
the
those
beginning.
experiments.
That's why we're doing a commentary on this.
They used him to test all
We
sorts
started
of
right
gene
in the
therapy
middle.
techniques.
Naomi.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell us about this?
No, what are you talking about? This is the first game in the Metal Gear series.
First Metal Gear, yeah.
Naomi, what happened to Gray Fox? after
MGS2 was a
The record said he died
prequel,
in
a
an
prequel in that it was made
that? I see.
first, but it was
Even
the
if
second
that
game in
ninja
the series.
is Gray Fox, the question is.
It's like Star
why?
Wars, you know, like
From what I
episode,
could tell,
you know,
I
episode
didn't
4 was
know
the
who
first
it was.
movie.
You're saying he's just living off his will to fight?
I'm not sure, but he seems intent on fighting me to the death. We'll meet again. I know it.
So you'll fight again? Until you kill him?
I'd rather not, but maybe that's what he wants.
Yeah, I know Jennifer Hill's like a worker, like she just appears in a lot of things, but I've never heard her just sound as fucking uninterested. I don't know, I really want to get to like this one scene where they're in,
How long are you gonna stay in there?
see how much she's actually given a shit.
Huh?
I just noticed that screen
Are
has
you
the
one of
actual
them?
like GameCube menu on it.
No, I'm not. I
Yeah.
always work alone.
I haven't seen that in forever.
Alone? Are you an otaku too?
What the f-
Come on.
That line was in the original, I'm just only now like realizing how fucking weird of a question that is. Oh my god, he looks
Your uniform's
weird.
different from theirs. You're the Metal Gear Rex chief engineer, Hal Emmerich.
Do you know how
right?
to stand up?
You know me?
Actually, I don't think he
heard
can
about
at the
you
minute.
from Meryl. Oh.
I think he's
So
like
you're here
limps,
to rescue me?
which I'm sure these
Sorry,
new
but no.
newly directed
There's something
cutscenes are
I've
going to
gotta do
handle with
first.
subtlety. Probably go, ah, my
Well,
leg!
you're not one of them.
I've got a leg! And it'll be like that motion blur effect.
Are you hurt?
It's just Snake just,
I just twisted my
you
ankle
twist your
and
ankle! He
it
starts
away.
spinning around and points his gun at him.
That's all. It's nothing to worry
Anime,
about. I
dong.
wanna ask you something.
Don't!
I need information about Metal Gear. Huh? Metal Gear? Yeah.
Where are the
What's
police
Metal
notes
Gear
posters?
really
I love
designed
that
for?
game.
It's a mobile TMD.
Oh, we're still going to get the
It's
police
designed
notes
to shoot down
footage.
nuclear missiles, only for
Hmm?
defensive purposes. Of
In
course.
the original, holy shit!
I already know that Metal
What the
Gear
fuck,
is
Snake?
nuclear equipped walking deathmobile. Nuclear? What are you talking about?
That's a good,
Terrorist.
that's a good line delivery for somebody who's got you held up by the collar.
They've re-recorded the lines, but they didn't give the new direction.
Oh my god.
Oh, they fucked up.
From the beginning, the purpose of this
Oh my
exercise
god, they
was to
didn't
test
account for like the
Metal Gear's
redone
nuclear launch
cutscenes.
capability
Well, I mean,
using
Snake
a
sounds
nuclear
like he's
warhead.
into it,
The
but
terrorists are
He always
just
sounded
continuing
mad
to
here, but he
use
wasn't
it.
doing this to him.
No, you're wrong. I heard it directly from your boss, Baker. No.
Otacon should,
A
like, it's like,
nuclear missile on Rex?
he's not like, hey, put me down, he's just like, oh yeah.
no, you're wrong. What?
So I was just gonna say,
No.
MGS... MGS1 actually uses cutscenes from police
All the
notes
armament was built by a separate
in a
department,
scene that's coming up.
and the president personally
Very
will
curious if they're
supervise
gonna
the
retain
final
that.
assembly with
Maybe
the
they'll
main
just
unit.
switch the footage of Mario Sunshine though, because apparently that's what they like doing.
Yeah. I was never told exactly what they armed Rex with. I only know it's equipped with a Vulcan cannon, a laser, and a railgun.
A railgun, you said?
Yeah. It uses magnets to fire bullets at extremely high velocities. The technology was originally developed for the SDI system.
I think the guy was Otacon is like actually the voice director. I think.
It in a joint venture between Arms Tech and
It's the
Rivermore
rouge of this
National
game.
Labs. The railgun is on
I think he
Rex's
is,
right
yeah.
arm.
Metal Gear's main function is to launch nuclear missiles.
I could be
You
wrong.
sure
I
you're
assume it
not
was
forgetting
brother.
something?
It's true that Metal Gear has a missile
I'll
module
look
on
it
his
up.
back that can carry up to 8 missiles, but are you saying it was originally meant to carry nuclear missiles?
Or he actually auditioned to be Snake. What could have been?
But that's not all, I think. If Metal Gear fired only standard nuclear missiles, then they should already have all the practical data they need.
No.
I feel like
forgot.
I want to mention. There they are.
Metal Gear's co-developer, Rivermore National
I just came
Labs,
off of
was
watching
working on new
a series
type
of
nuclear weapon.
videos or
They were
long plays
using
from video
Nova
game
and NIF laser nuclear
of
fusion
Silent
testing
Hill.
equipment and
Yes.
supercomputers.
I
So they developed a new
Oh,
type
yeah,
of
yeah.
nuclear weapon in a
I,
real testing lab, huh?
feel like I
Yes,
appreciate the voice acting
but
in
you
this game a
can't
little
use
more,
virtual data
just
on
based on
battlefield.
Yeah,
You would
it's
need
a
actual
little
launch
overused.
data.
I know that for a fact.
like
These are
Silent Hill
some
has like
supercomputers.
Cheryl, and then it just has
If you
all these
think
people
of
who
it,
just
you
are
can
just like,
test
"Oh, I have
everything in
no
a
idea what's
virtual
going on."
environment. But it's all just theoretical.
So, this exercise was designed to test the real thing. What
This
did our
place is full of
president
terrorists.
do?
How can you just sit there and eat pizza?
If the terrorists launched that thing? No. Damn. I'm such a fool.
My neck
all
is
my
long
fault.
as shit.
Yo, what's going on there? What the fuck?
The truth is,
In the for this remake, Kojima insisted that
grandfather was
Otacon
part
turns
of the
into a giraffe.
Manhattan Project. He
Insisted.
suffered with the guilt for the rest of
I
his
like how
life.
we're cracking jokes over
And
this
my
like
father?
particular scene.
He was born on August 6th, 1945.
Oh
The
yeah,
day of the
Huey,
Hiroshima
who's like a
bomb.
piece of shit.
God's got a sense of humor, all right.
3 generations of Emmerich men. We must have the curse of nuclear weapons written into our DNA.